Then welcome back to another Python class, guys. And today it will be a little bit shorter and it will help you to understand the whole ETL pipeline or the whole process behind the ETL pipeline more. And after that, or in the next lesson or class, we will cover the loading phase even more because today something is broken on my computer, so I can't do that. And I will explain to you like an approach or like a task which you would have or something which you want to do if you want to scrape data from the internet. And that starts by checking out the internet web page or like remove internet, just the web page which you want to scrape, and you need to understand what you have in front of you. And Adam, I will just mute you a little bit because you are having some noises in the background. So if you want to say something, just let me know in the chat and then I can unmute you. All right. So let me just turn on my screen. So I hope you can see that. And yeah, so the first task which you need to do is to figure out what you want to scrape from a web page, right? And now I just have this daily dev web page, which you see here. So this is like a collection of news feed. As you can see on the left side, I can just click on this icon here, and then I can manage my tags, and then I can choose what kind of news I want to see on my feed regarding any topics, right? Like for example, here you have the cloud, and then you can click on it and click on, I don't know, Google BigQuery, GCP, like Google Cloud Platform, Cloud Functions, or whatever that is. And then you can choose all of that and also block items, whatever you want. And you log in with your GitHub account or Google account, and then you have this page in front of you. And every time you open a new tab like this, it'll just pop out and pop up, and then you can click one article which is coming from different pages. Like for example, this one, it's called PostgreSQL JDBC blah, 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 release. And then I click on read article, and then it just leads me to this homepage from PostgreSQL, which we are working with, if you don't remember, guys. And so this is a web page, and imagine now your task is to scrape all the articles from this page, so you have a list or something. And I mean, here you probably have a list where you can do that, but let's pretend this is your task, right? And now the first question which you should ask yourself is, what information do you want from this page, right? Because just doing something for the sake of doing works as well, but then you're just walking into a forest without knowing what you want to do, because it's always easier to have a goal, right? That's why the first task is talk with your stakeholder, or more like your boss or yourself, what kind of goal you have to get from this page. And on this page, I just want to check all the images which I want from here, because you see every what is it called, this tile or this square has an image, right? And I love all those images and I want to save them to make a wallpaper, I don't know, something like that. Or I want to apply some kind of an analysis on the text, so I understand what are the top topics which are on my feed. Or like, let's say we stick to Python, right? And I have like all the news related to Python, and I want to understand what is the main topic Python news are about. Like, are they always about algorithms, or are they always about updates related to some databases which you can work with Python or something? I don't know. And for that, I would need to scrape all the titles in this case. But let's just pretend that you want to scrape images, right? And what is the first thing you should do? So the first one, or the first thing which I always do, is to check how the data actually comes to this page. Because if you remember, we had this image of the client and server and how that all works. If you don't remember, just check out one of the old videos so you understand. But basically, you have the server, which is somewhere in the cloud, and they have all the data on their server, and you request it by giving or writing an internet link to your browser here on top, right? And here you just have this plugin which does all of that for you. But let's see, I don't even know if that works or how to figure out how to get this one. But now we figured out we want to get all the images, and then you just have to check the source code of this whole page, or like the DOM. I think it was called the document object model or something, by right-clicking and then just clicking on inspect, if you can see that. So now you see here, maybe I should move my head away. So if you do that, of course, you will have this page which always pops out when you accidentally press F12, because if you press F12, it will open the, I think it's called developer tools here on this right side. And you see this whole interface where you have different sections or columns. Like in this case, I have here on the very right side the styles, and here in the center of this column, I have like the whole source code, how this page is built, right? Because you need to understand this page, like somebody told this code how it should look like, right? And this whole code is somewhere stored on the server, and then because you inserted a specific URL, you get a specific or like you get specific data, and then it will just get rendered or just like structured in front of you, your computer on your browser. And this is the whole code which gets, which my account gets or is requesting to the server, and then it just all looks like that. And of course, it looks the same because all the boxes here, or squares which you have, they all are structured the same way, like, right? So they have a title, some kind of image, and then something at the bottom which is a toolbar or something where you can interact with it, like upvote, what is that, comments, and share the post, if you can see that. And that's why you can see here some similar code. And this is all HTML, right? So remember HTML, CSS, but for now we don't need the right side. And what I'm doing is I just want to check, okay, what is this page about and how is that structured? And the best thing that could happen to you is that you can see the code, how this is structured. Because when you go here and click on this cursor here on top, where you can inspect the code actually here on top where my mouse is, when you click on it, you can see all the elements in this whole source code. So you see it's highlighting the code on the right side. If you can see that, like when I move my mouse, my cursor, it opens the specific element in my HTML code, if you see that. And this is what this tool is doing basically. And what I'm going to do now is I want to check how does this code actually look like. And that's why I always tell you, the more you know about web development, the easier it is for you to scrape web pages, right? Like scraping web pages is the easiest task for a data engineer, because it's almost always the same task. You just have a web page, and then you have to scrape the data via a web scraping or via APIs. And then you just have to go into your code, and you actually don't need the web page. But I will get to that after I've showed you the main parts of this stage, okay? So now we figured out this is the HTML code, and for example, I want to check the image of this picture here, this tile or square, whatever you want to call it. Here they call it article. So when I click on it, you can see it's getting highlighted here on the right side. Maybe I can make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, I can make it bigger. So you can see here it's called button, right? So apparently this whole tile or the square is an article. They just called it article. So don't get confused that it's called article. You basically could call it anything. it just depends on your web development skills. And now they just used maybe a custom element which is called article, because if you remember web development, you also have this those tags which are called p tags, images, buttons, a tag, or divs, all that stuff, or span, and they have an article, and this article element has specific attributes which makes your page look in a specific way. And now you see I have this article, and when I click on it, I see I have a button. And okay, let's just dive deeper into it. So because right now we're just researching, we're just looking what is even happening, because the first stage is all about research. And then I continue and I see, okay, what is that? This is another div inside this article. So this is the first thing I just save in my mind. Like I have an article element, and in that one I have different elements like the button, div, another div, and then I just go through them. But you can see when I hover above them, they highlight the specific part of this box. So I'll just stick to the box now. And in this case, I click on this, what is it, triangle? And then you can see it just highlights this specific part. And in this element, you have another element, which is, what is that? The logo or something? Yeah, I think this is the logo for, this is the logo for, where's my article here? But the logo on the very top, and then you can continue deeper, and then you find finally the title, right? So you have the article, then you have a whole button, which is the whole box itself, so you can click on it actually, I assume. And then you continue, okay, you have this very tiny box, because look at this. I can also right click on this one, and then I say hide element. I hope I can unhide it again. So you see, I just manipulated the whole source code here of HTML, and then it disappeared. How do I get it back? Hide element here. I can just unhide it again, hopefully. Yeah, then it's back. So you actually, like, if you don't know, right? You can manipulate the whole code, and it doesn't change anything on the server. It's just on your own computer. Like, this is my text. If you see that, you see now I just wrote it into here. So I see this is the title, and I now know, okay, the title is an h3 tag, okay, cool. And then I continue, because I wanted to get the image actually. So I just continue here, driving into this one. Okay, this is an image tag. Oh wow, so you see this is the link of this image. So when I click on it here, it's even called post cover image. I click on it, then I could get the image. And what I would do is, like, if I wouldn't know how to code, I would just right click it here and then save image, and then I have it. But imagine you want to do it for, I don't know, 10,000 articles here, or boxes, like articles. Now it makes sense why it's called article, because those are articles. And then you want to save them. But of course, you don't want to go through one by one. You want to automate it. And that's today's goal. Like, you now figured out that this is an image tag. And this is a good sign, because sometimes you have other web pages where you don't even see all this code. For example, Blazor, are you still here? Yeah, I think you are. What is the web page called again? Like the nanoverse dashboard.web.app. Yeah, look at this. So this is, for example, a page which Blazor built, and this is completely based on Flutter, the framework, and the programming language Dart. So I just show you how it looks like. Oh my God, it's broken. No, it's not broken. So this was a web page which basically is just a dashboard for NFT projects. So it shows you what the current price is, and then it shows you the Ethereum price. Because Blazor and me, we have been active in Web3, so we can check them out. And then you have here some streamers, so you can see when they are online, all that stuff, right? Fancy, fancy. And now let's do the same we did on the daily dev page, right? So you go here, and then right-click again and inspect or view page source. Yeah, but let's stick to inspect first. And now you see, okay, it's similar structure. Like, let me show you here again. So you see, here we have also HTML, and then you have head and body. And then let's go back to the Nanoverse dashboard. And then you see, okay, it's kind of structured similarly, because you see HTML, the head tag, and then the body tag, like exactly on here, right? And you see, of course, it should look like that because it's an HTML page, right? That's why you can see it, because the code or like the web pages all are based on a hypertext markup language, HTML. And now let's continue and let's save this image here, right? I want to get this image. Oh no, let's take this on PXN. So I go here, inspect it, and I want to get the image and see if I can get the image URL. And as you can see, I clicked on this button, which I showed you at the top, and I hover above this, but it doesn't show me, like, I can't choose any element. I just can select this whole box or frame where the whole page is in, and I don't know what that is. So I just click on it, and you can see this is called FLT glass pane. I have no clue what that is. I've never heard that, and I think it stands for Flutter glass pane apparently, because I know this is built with Flutter. So I click on it, and then I don't know, what is that? Shadow root. It's some kind of, oh my god, it's some inbuilt code, which you can see as well, and then it shows you Flutter semantics, placeholders, another element, I don't even know what that is. I've never heard about that. And then I click on this one, and I try to highlight one of those elements. It doesn't matter what it is. I try to do that, but it doesn't work. Look at this. I can't click on it. Like, this is the end. There's not more to it. This is just like, wait, can you actually read that? Here, I have the Flutter glass pane, Flutter scene host, Flutter scene, Flutter canvas container, and then I have the canvas. And there's no data. There's nothing which says floor or floor change. I don't know. Like, let's go to here, right click again, and try to check the data on view page source. So you also can press Ctrl U, but I will just click on this one. And then you get the whole code, right? Okay, remember? This is HTML, and I will just remove my head. Oh my god, I don't remove this one. Wait, I need to fix this, and then I can remove my head actually. Wait, where's my head? Ah, here. So let's remember, this is the source code, and I do the same here. And instead of clicking inspect, I click on the second last item, which is called views page source. And then you can see this whole thing. What is this? Oh my god, this is, oh wow, what is this? We are sorry, but extensions don't work properly without JavaScript enabled. Okay, that's a bad example. I've never, I never had this issue, but this is just happening because it's a Chrome extension and they need some kind of JavaScript so they can render all of that. But let's go to, I don't know, let's go to youtube.com. So we have YouTube here, and I want to get all the source code here. So I can right click on this one and view page source. And I hope I will get some code. So you can see there's more code to it than on Blazor's page, because you can see at the, oh my god, at the bottom here, can you see that actually? No, you can't see it, but there's a scroll bar, and it's very long. It's super long. Like, I can scroll to the very end. It's something's very long. And if I would put this whole code into some kind of a formatter, it will show me the whole code. But I think it's not a good example. Maybe Google. So let's go here, inspect, and no, view page source. Then you can see, okay, this is Google. Why is this so big? But okay, this is also HTML code, right? So this is the whole page, and you see it's bigger than this, right? And now this is a problem, because I wanted to show you an example where here you can see the source code, and then it's easier to scrape it, but I didn't show you how to do that yet. And then here you also have another page where you could scrape it, but here you don't have it. Like, this is all you have. And then you're wondering, where do I get this data from? And then you need to dig deeper. And maybe it's even impossible because it's a Flutter app, because I've never seen a web page which is built with Flutter. But it could be that you can't scrape web pages which are built with Flutter, and then you have the holy grail and created an unscrapable web page, unless you can scrape it with Selenium or something, like frameworks which pretend to be you, which actually are testing frameworks, but they can mock user interaction, and then it could work as well. But this is another story which I want to tell you another time. But first, we need to understand the normal approach, right? So right now, let's go back to this one. Let's close all of those pages. And you see, now we have actually an easy approach how to scrape this web page, because all the code which you want to scrape here is available. It exists here, right? And now I need to go and check out the other tabs here on top of my console, or like, what is it? Developer tools. So this whole right page which you can see here, the developer tools, because you can do a lot of things here. You can check the performance or check the memory, all that stuff. But what's important for us is the elements tab. So this is like all your source code, the HTML code, and then you have the network source here, the tab, network tab. And this is where you can get all the requests which are happening in the background to get all this data, right? So let me actually check if that works, because I have no clue how this page is built and how I get the data from this one, because this is pretty random. So you see this page here, network, and then you have all those buttons. But what's important for us is all. This all button here. Wait, I make it a little bit bigger. So you can see all, and then you also could just say, I want to get all the requests which come via the XHR, like the requests which come from any APIs or whatever you want from a server, like any protocols which transfer data. And then you have here JS, which stands for the JavaScript. And here you can see all the scripts which would be executed. And then you have the same for CSS, images, or whatever that is. But I'm already like very sus that I don't see any images here, because this is not a URL which you can just put into your browser, because this is an extension. So I don't even know how that is built up. So that's why I don't even know if that works, what I'm going to do here. But let's see. So what you normally do is you can check the all button here, the all, what is it, the filter. And then you will see all the requests which are happening to get all this data here normally, right? But if you remember, if you go to Nanoverse again, you won't have that. Maybe you will have that. Wait, Nanoverse dashboard. No, Nanoverse dashboard.web.app. So I go here, I do the same here, and I click on network. Hello. Oh, what is this? Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. So it seems like I get some data here. You see, I get some images. That's cool. That's cool. So actually, I can show you now how it would look like in the easiest approach. Like, you have a web page, you click on the network tab, and then you see where the image is coming from. So you see this one is called stats. So I can click on it. Wait, I need to make it a little bit bigger. So I click on stats, and then it just shows me all the data which are important for this request, which I send to some kind of web page to get this data from, or it's coming from a server or something. But you can see here, when I hover above it, it already tells me this request is coming from this URL, which you can see here. Maybe, I don't know if you can read that, but it says api.opensea.io/API/v1 collection bf party/stats, right? When I click on it, I can see the headers, and I can see the preview, and then I see what kind of data is inside. Or I just click on response, and then it should look more beautiful, but now it doesn't, unfortunately. But if it doesn't, you just can copy it and put it into JSON formatter or something, and then you would see it like this. And now let's check it out. Look at this. This is called BF. No, what is it? B free party. No, let's take another one. Okay, let's take this one. This is called PXN Ghost Division, because it's here on the left side, right? And then I click on it. So you see it's changing. And now I'm clicking on here and in the preview tab, and then it says the floor price is 0.179. I mean, you see all the different data, and this is coming from an API, right? So maybe I can check this API here. Look at this. If I copy this here and paste it into my browser, like on the top here. Oh, can you see that? Oh no, you can't see it because I cropped it. But I just pasted it into my browser, and then you see this is the return. Like this is a Django REST framework. So OpenSea, like if you don't know what OpenSea is, OpenSea.io, it's an NFT marketplace where people sell or trade NFTs actually, which is like the top platform. It's like eBay for NFTs. And when you add this page, which you can see right now here on the top, into your browser, you can see this is the result, like the return of this URL which I have here, like this one, the request URL. And this is an API endpoint, right? So I'm just showing you that this is how a web page structured their page so other people can use that. And now you can see this is how it looks like. And we wanted to get the floor price. So this is just like a parameter of an NFT collection. You don't need to understand. It's just the lowest price of the lowest NFT which you can get from this collection. And now it just says floor is 0.18 Ethereum, right? So this is the price which you can get the most or the cheapest NFT. And when I go here, you can see this is floor price. Somewhere it should say floor price. Look at this. This is floor price, and it says 0.879, and it's just rounded upwards, so it's 0.18. And that's why you can see it says 0.18 here. And now you understand, or you figured out, okay, this page is getting its data from OpenSea. Because you see, this page is called Nanoverse Web. Wait, I'll just post it here. This is the web page, and it has nothing to do with OpenSea because it doesn't say OpenSea or NFT or anything like that, right? But now you can see when you research or dig deeper into this web page, right? You can figure out, oh wow, okay, this data is coming from OpenSea, and then you can check this out, and then you can copy the URL here and just save it, and then you go into your Python code, and then you say, I want to request it. And if you don't remember, we had Python request module. So you go here, and then you go Python request module, and then you can see this part here. So you see this is an example code, how request works again. So I'll just run it here so you can see it. And let's do the same. So what I would write into my console now on my Python IDE is import request, and then I just say request.get. But we haven't covered this topic yet, the whole HTTP or like the transfer protocol, how you get or transfer the data. But I would just tell it to you like that, so you just have to accept it. And then I just paste it here, right? So I'm basically telling Python that I use the get function from this request module, which basically is sending something into the internet, which is this one, and then returns me all the data. And then I want to get the text out of this data, right? So let's see what happens. How do I play this? Hello? Get your own website? What is that? What's the play button? Get your own website? No, this is... I think this is an ad. Oh, okay, I think I can't run it here. Maybe I just run it here on my own computer with PyCharm right here. But the thing is, whenever I do that, I don't want to always go into my IDE because I want you to understand that you also always have sandboxes online, right? Like you can see here, Python sandbox, and then those are just environments online which already have the whole Python compilers and all the files which are required to run it. And then you could just paste it here, and run it instead of just opening your computer, or maybe you are not on your computer and you're just on your mobile phone, then you could use this one. But of course, remember all the sandboxes, they have different versions of Python. Sometimes they don't have the modules which you are looking for. But let's test if this actually is working. So I'm here in pythonsandbox.com and I press play. And then it says, okay, no module named request. So I can't use it here. So I'll just go back to my IDE, which I have installed on my Windows PC. And you see this is all the old code which I had last time, but let's take this one and just remove it, and now just paste it here. Hello? Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh no, what is this? Oh no, 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 no. I saved this. I need to copy this one again and paste it here. Paste. Okay, so I tried to just run this code here, and I don't have the request package installed. And that's a common mistake, because guys, remember, wait, let me make it bigger. Give me a second. Settings, 40. Remember, your code is talking to you, okay? You see, it has a red line down below, and red is not good. So you need to check it. And here I just hover above it, and it tells me no module named request. If I run the code now, it will just tell me no module named request. And instead of just running it and getting this error, I just hover above it because it's the first line of my code, because all the above are comments. And then I just click on it and install the package request. But I don't know if I want to do that because I want to install it into my environment which I have. And apparently my environment, which is called YT, which stands for my environment for YouTube, because I have this YouTube scraper here on the left side, it doesn't have requests. But if I go here and say, I don't even know if this one, pip install request, and press enter, it should install all of that, and then this red line should disappear. So let's see if it works. So please be gone. Yes, it's gone, guys. It's the right environment, because if it isn't, you need to go here on the top and configure it or add it as an interpreter into your Python IDE. But apparently I was in the right one, and now you see the red line is gone. So it was just one way to like check your code before you execute it, right? So now I'm here and I can right click and run Python main in my playground, because it's in my playground here on the left side. But you remember I prefer to use the terminal. That's why I say Python 3, and then I say run the main.py. Or I just press M and tap and hope it will show autofill it, but it doesn't. Because, let me see, ls, oh my god. Okay, of course it doesn't find it because I'm not in the right folder, because I'm outside. So let me look, cd playground. Now I'm in here and you see it has main. So I can say python3 main.py, and then it should execute this code and print something, but I don't know what it will print, but let's see. And now it said, oh my god, no module named request. Oh my god, why is it not working? Wait, let me check this one. Maybe it's, let's see. Okay, let's see. Now it should work. Or is this another environment? Oh shit, wrong one. No, man, it doesn't work. I think I have to do this one, because it's taking the wrong interpreter or environment. So let's see if that works. Oh my god, it's not working. Okay, so I can't show you the data which I wanted to show, because it's telling me it still doesn't know the module request. So I need to figure out what the problem here is to find the right environment. But let's check. Wait, let's check. I will just go here and remove it, and maybe I'll just deactivate here my environment. Because remember, guys, whenever we work with code, we want to create our environment, right? So let's see if it actually works here. And I want to go into my playground. So I'm here and I have this Venv playground folder, which is my virtual environment. So I say, wait, what is the comment again? The command for this one, I think it's Venv playground. Oh my God, playground scripts starts or something. Wait, let me check. And is it the right folder? Venv, yeah, okay. I think the Venv playground scripts. Oh my God, why is it not working here? It's dying, guys. Venv. Oh, it's not suggesting anything. Oh my God. Okay, wait. I do it differently then. Because I don't remember what the command is. I think it's scripts or something. Wait, let me do a workaround and just do here and edit my configurations. So you see this one, main playground. Oh my God, what is that? That's inside scripts. Ah, okay, look at this, guys. I see what the problem is because it's called venv underscore. Wow. Oh my God. Oh. Okay, I get it. So I had the right idea. I just called it venv underscore, not venv dash. So I just activate it again. So I see if it actually is here. And remember, you also can check what kind of packages you have installed. And the easiest way for beginners is just to write pip freeze. And then you can see what you have installed here. And then it just tells you it has psycopg and psycopg2 binary installed, but I want to install the request module. So I say pip install request, but this time it's for my Venv playground. So let's see if it actually works. Okay, so it's installing it because it doesn't have it yet. So let's see if this is the right environment here. So now I want to click and play here. And then, oh wow, now it works. So you see, guys, always make sure that you're in the right environment. And if you add different projects into the same IDE, which I'm doing right now here on the left side, you can see. So I have one which is called Playground, if you can see that. And the other one is YouTube Keyword Finder. I just did it because I was looking for some code. But normally when I open an IDE, I always open it as a new instance. So I have two different IDEs running. But now let's go back to the actual task which we were looking at. So we had the request module here, and we are requesting this endpoint, this API. You see, it's called api.opensea.io. And don't get confused, they just created a subdomain which is called API, and there they have all the structure, how they built this API. And I think Athithi, who was here before, he's building APIs right now, so he knows how to build them and how to structure them and how to call them like that, because this is just the way they call it, right? And it's like a common way how to do that, like calling API/v1 and all this stuff. But here we have like the collection and then PXN, ghost division, and the stats. And this is like a structure which has to be like that. And this is the name which you can change all the time. But let's say we have the API or the endpoint, and now I run it. And as you can see, this whole data is coming into this one now. And when I want to work with the data, I could say, oh no. Yeah, I wanted to transform it into a JSON actually, because right now it's just a text. Because if I go here and say type of my text, it will just tell me it's a string or something. So you see, it's a string. But if I say the return here, the X, or let's call it result. And then I have here result, oh my god, result.json. And now let's see what will happen when I do this. So now it says it's a method. So maybe I'm missing those brackets here. And now it's a dictionary. So you see, it now converted my whole text which I had before into a dictionary, but let's print it and see what will be on my page. So this is a dictionary now, and you know, remember how we access dictionaries. So we want to go to the stats here. So this is the key, and this is like the whole value. Let's see what will happen when I say here, and now is that stats. Let's see if that actually works. Now okay, run. Now you see I get all of that, and if you remember, the page actually looks like that. Like this is the whole thing which you have. So first I went into this key here, so I get all those values here, and it's like a nested dictionary. And now I just want to get into the next one, which you can see here, but I'm looking for the floor price here at the bottom. So I just say floor price because it's another key. I also have to click or write floor, wait, what is it called again? Floor price. Floor price. And then let's see what will happen. Here, right click, boop. And now
Is this dictionary?
Yes, this is a dictionary 10x. So you see, now I just got this data back. This is the floor price, and I could say now, for example, floor price, boop. Oh, here, like this. And now you can see, oh no, here like this. I just scraped the floor price from OpenSea from the same page which Blazor did for this app. And this is how you can figure out how this data or where this data is coming from, so you can actually understand this page. And then you can say, okay, maybe I don't need to scrape this page because it doesn't work because it's based on Flutter. Then I just use this link because this is the request URL which Blazor is using, and this is coming from the API from OpenSea. And apparently this is open source. So not open source, it's more like it's free to access, right? And then I just can copy it, and then I go into my code and do exactly what you have seen here right now. And that's how I then got my data. And now I could continue working with that or get the floor price or whatever that value is from different collections or whatever the data is, and save them locally or just look at them locally to work with them, like doing some research. And when I'm done, I just load them into the database. And this was like the E and kind of the T stage of the ETL pipeline, right? And now I basically showed you how to research or dig into a web page so we understand how you could scrape the data. And in this example, we just had an API endpoint from apparently OpenSea, because this is a page which we or Blazor is using. And the same you can do here. Look at this. Instead of getting the data, we are looking to get this image. And as you can see here, this nanopass.png is this image here, the nanopass. And then it says it's coming from nanoverse.dashboard.web.app/assets/assets twice /projects/nanoverse.png. So let's copy it, put it into my URL or like my browser URL. And now you see this is the whole image. So we got it. And this is an image which Blazor uploaded on his server, and he told or made it possible that you can get this image by writing this or accessing this URL. Because if I write it here and put it into this one, oh wait, I need to copy this again and paste it here, paste is here. Then I have to comment this out, and then I just print result.text again. Is it like this? I forgot already. And run again, and then I get something returned. Oh my god, so it's not callable. So let's see, I think it was text just like that. Okay, you see, this is a whole image, and images always look encoded like this because they are not strings or something. They are just some random characters which then make up this image. But you can see I basically could get this one, and instead of returning the text, I could find out how to download this image, and then I have it on my computer. Or I think further and say, okay, I get this image, I do something with this image, maybe process it and read some numbers out of this image because it has some numbers in, or I just want to process and check is this image a dog or a human, or I don't know what that is, and save the data or the outcome and then load it into a database. And that's basically the first step which you always do. Or like I today showed you how to research a web page and how to dig into it, because you know we are digital gold diggers, we are data engineers, or I'm a data engineer. That's why I'm just like I'm digging the websites and digging the data out of that. And that's basically it for today, guys. So I hope that kind of was helpful for you. And yeah, so if you have any questions or anything else or need help, because I saw some people have been commenting on my previous YouTube videos where we had the class, just join our Discord and then we can help you hands on that one. So my name is Long. Thank you for watching and see you in the next class where I also will talk about the next tasks. Okay, so see you guys, and don't forget to subscribe and like or leave a comment so you don't miss the next class. See you next time.